I don't know. It would depend if we met and got along, really. It's impossible to say. Until I meet somebody and you know, if there's a chemistry, there's a chemistry, you know, but I don't know. Yeah, but it's somebody through a prism of some sort. You know, so if I'm watching him in an interview, there's a media prism there. Or if it's about, you know, somebody's telling a story about him, that's another prism. Or somebody's written about him, that's also another, somebody else's perspective of that person. So I really, you know, this was, the thing about this was it wasn't a biopic, this was a piece of drama. And everything was in the script for me to really, you know, develop a character that lay in the script. Now that's not saying that I didn't watch lots of interviews on YouTube and what was ever available there, and that I started to piece together my own sort of impression and sort of try and get some form of an essence. It's clear that he was a very intelligent man, as you say, very charismatic, great orator, great negotiator, great spotter of talent, and a great visionary.
I really loved the character of Joanna Hoffman. I loved her, and I thought it was very clever how Aaron Sorkin had written this 187-page script, and he had spoken to many different people who had been a part of the working life of Steve Jobs. And he could have chosen many characters to surround the main character of Steve. But what he did was he chose Joanna Hoffman, and he chose her because she's a very warm, really interesting person. She's Polish-Armenian, she came to America as a teenager, and she has a strength in her that really lent itself to the kind of character to be able to stand up to Steve Jobs. They were kindred spirits in many ways, and they had a very affectionate, platonic relationship. They had a mutual respect for each other, and at the same time, he really needed her. In a way that she almost didn't need him. You know, Steve Jobs is surrounded by people who need him for something. Joanna didn't need anything from him. She just needed him to be well-behaved and to be the best version of himself that he could possibly be, even as a father. And so, for me, it was a great pleasure to play someone who had really existed, but also to be able to add my own interpretation of her as the character of Joanna, because there were some things that Aaron Sorkin did choose to change. But it was, the whole experience was just so thrilling, I can't tell you. Every single day I was just so excited to be there.